What's up, fellas? Somebody said Happy Friday Junior. I don't know if I'm getting old, but I kind of liked that. What's up, fellas? How are we doing today? Good morning, good morning. Thursday, shiny today. People are saying, we'll see. I'll try my best, as I do every darn day, you know? 59,647 encounters. I did actually go and pick up some more Nincadas. They're in my mail. As you can see in my boxes. Not in my boxes quite yet. Other than that, I don't have anything crazy planned today. Just keeping an eye on PokeMMO news, keeping an eye on when raids may be coming out, trying to learn more about the game, do some rare shunting. I might actually go catch some of my own Nincadas. Hilariously, I wouldn't normally recommend that, but Nincadas are being bought up so aggressively, a lot by me, I'm gonna be honest, up to like 4K, 4,500 a piece. Like, they're getting pretty expensive. Wow, I wonder why. So I'm gonna go catch some of my own, and I think that route might actually be decent just for like single encounter shiny hunting. So we might try that out a little bit today, have a little bit of fun catching our own Nincadas. Should be pretty easy to like either Pokeball them, or I don't even know if I'll have to false swipe them or whatever. We'll see. But I'm also going to start off with a Poke Road run. Okay, so if you want to see that, it will actually get its own video over on my channel somewhere. I don't know if I'll be putting these out daily or what the plan is, but I've been loving Poke Road and I want to play more of it. So we're gonna move the chat somewhere for Poke Road probably. I guess it probably could be down here, but I will see you guys back with the PokeMMO stream recap. This is stream recap, I think 87, which is cool. I'll see you guys very soon. Alrighty, dude, that Poke Road run was a ton of fun. I actually really enjoyed that. Should be a video for that on its own. We're gonna head over to Hoenn though. We're gonna head over to Hoenn. We're gonna go to the Nincada spot first things first and just check out. It should be a common encounter over at Route 116. There's only one spot in the entire game where you can encounter Nincada, hilariously. And I like the idea of trying to catch some of my own, seeing how that goes, seeing if it's worth it, seeing what other encounters are here. I feel like there's actually like enough good single encounters over here that it might be worth it. You can like single encounter shunt at the same time while working on your Nincada hunt, but it might, we'll have to see. You can always get a secret shiny as well. Yeah, this will be, it'll be a fun thing to test. It could also be, if you don't know, dude, this is also like insane Pokeyen per hour, I'm pretty sure. Delcatties here, Skitties here, which are actually egg hunts, which is kind of funny. I love the idea of doing a loop for 1 hour at some point, testing Nincadas. There's a shiny Nincada catch event next week. Really? Dude, that, once again, I always say, it does actually seem like the community managers schedule catch events around what markets need a little help, which is really interesting to me. And it makes a lot of sense because the community managers really do play the game a ton, right? That's really that's actually like perfect timing for them to do a Nincada event, you know? It's just too perfect. Okay, here's the first Nincada. I don't know if I need to fall. I might just be able to throw a Pokeball and catch it, honestly. Worst case scenario, I have to just false swipe it once. I don't think I have to false swipe Spore. I'm so into Pokemon Go recently. Pokemon Go is a fantastic summer game. I truly always recommend people, like, when it's summertime, dude, Pokemon Go is a great way to have fun with Pokemon, grind and make little like micro efficiencies and sort of feel accomplished, as well as like being healthy and like walking outside, and just it's a blast, honestly, in my opinion. Is it worth the quick ball Nincada? Not in my opinion. I would just go ahead and false swipe Pokeball. It's gonna be so fast. Obviously quick ball's gonna be a little faster, but it's 200 Pokeyen per Pokeball versus, what is it, 1,200 or 1,500 per quick ball. It's a big difference in price. Yeah, I'm gonna be super honest. I don't think this spot is actually worth it to like single encounter hunt at. You're probably mostly just here to farm Nincada. I feel like the single encounter spawns aren't that good unless you really care about like shiny Skitty. Unless you specifically, if you're a person who wants to go for shiny Skitty and shiny Shedinja. If you're one of those people, which is really a specific person, then maybe you want to go for both, but this feels pretty... I don't think it's worth it, honestly. I'd probably just buy your own Nincadas and do the hunt that way. There's a 1x31 attack Nincada, kind of interesting. Honestly, I'm happy to go ahead and just turn this one into a Shedinja and see if I roll a 25 plus. That could be a good Shedinja, man. 25 plus speed, 31 attack. I think the only stats you need on Shedinja are attack and speed, because the defenses and HP don't matter. So if you have like a if you have a Shedinja, you have to randomly roll for a good competitive Shedinja, which is really funny. So like, good IV Shedinjas are actually really expensive, I'm pretty sure. Like a perfect Shedinja on the GTL is actually expensive. It would be 31 attack, 31 speed, and you'd want like Adamant or Jolly. You're like 130k. for all the, also all the other, like these 31s are literally useless. Like all the 31s in defense, all the 31s in HP are all actually useless. That's shockingly cheap. Adamant or Jolly, going for Jolly, but you kind of want the Adamant. Like you really do lack the damage on Shedinja. Having that damage is super helpful. The stats roll too. Yep, the stats roll as well. Now they do roll in correlation to the stats that Nincada had, so you can actually manipulate it a little bit. It's kind of similar to breeding, how you have like a range of stats you can get. Have any shiny legendaries gone on the GTL? Definitely not, because they're too expensive. The cash stack cap in PokeMMO is somewhere around 2.2 billion. It's similar to RuneScape. And shiny legendaries are worth more than that. They're worth like 3 to 5 bill. So why would someone put it on the GTL and get literally like, they could only get less Pokeyen than it's even worth. Once you start reaching that levels of wealth, you have to start trading in like stacks of RP vouchers, or like a trade. I always say a trade for stuff like that. Like once you get that level of wealth, but when you're reaching like 5 bill, 15 billion Pokeyen trades, an example would be, okay, let's say you're a rich player and you want to buy a shiny Suicune and someone's selling it for like 5 bill, right? What you would do is you'd be like, okay, I'm willing to pay you like 6 times 31 shiny Charizards. I also have a blue Flaming Skull mask. That's about 2 to 3 bill. And then I can also throw in like 4 scythes, which are like a 4 to 500, like 600 mil vanity at times. It's just a bunch of different high value items that come together to create, and probably some like RP vouchers, right? That's really how you do it, which is really funny at that point. Mathematically, what are the odds of finding a shiny legendary? Dude, I don't even know. I mean, it's 1 out of 30. The problem is we don't know the rate of the legendary exactly. It's somewhere between 1 out of 2,000 and 1 out of 8,000, I believe. It's probably somewhere around 1 out of 5,000, but they've kind of been, the reason they've kept it secret, to my knowledge, is they're constantly kind of changing the rate in the background while they find the correct number that works for the game the best. Ever had a billion Pokeyen? Definitely not. The most Pokeyen I've ever had cash is like 98 mil. I always dump my Pokeyen into investments and into things. I don't want to just have a bunch of Pokeyen sitting around. My net worth is only around, I mean, I say only, but my net worth is probably around 600 mil. Yeah, it'd be something like 1 out of 30,000 times like 5,000. I don't know what the math, dude. I'm not good at math. It'd be 30,000 shiny rate, and then you have the 1 out of 5,000-ish legendary rate. But wait a minute, I forgot. The devs have confirmed this, guys. This is such underknown information. The devs have confirmed the shiny rate for legendaries is lower than the normal shiny rate. It's actually not 1 out of 30,000. Like, it's significantly lower. Once again, we don't know the number to that. They keep a lot of information like that kind of secret. A lot of people don't like that. I like it sometimes, and sometimes I don't. I would like for them to release the number. I think they should have probably released the legendary rate number like 3 months or so after it's released. Like, give us a little time for it to be a mystery and then release it, and they still haven't. I think it's cool for game information to be a mystery upon release, because then a lot of players have to go and try to like figure it out and discover it themselves, which I feel like you don't have that very often in games nowadays. It's very infrequent a game updates happens and you still have the ability to like discover things on your own. A really good example of this was secret shinies. Secret shinies were released into the game, not put on the update blog, and we had to just find out about them because there was just one on the GTL. Like a secret shiny Bellsprout was like the first one in the game, which is really cool to me. But some people really don't like that, which, I mean, there's no wrong opinion there. Now let's just head over to Berry Forest in Kanto. I like this location. There's a chance for Munchlax, and there's a chance for, well, I need my specific Cricketune. If I'm going to this spot, I need a very specific Pokemon, actually, because there's a very slim chance of encountering a shiny Munchlax. But in case of that happening, I need the ability to use Taunt on my Cricketune, and that will allow me to I get Swarm, so I get more encounters per hour, and I also get Taunt so that the Munchlax can't use Metronome, which it has, and kill itself with like Memento or Explosion or Teleport or some other like thing to get out of the battle. Where do you get your timer balls? Most items in the game, I just go to the Unova shopping mall. It's to the left of like the middle city. Is it a Oplucid in Unova? That shopping mall has like all the TMs in the game, all of the Pokeballs you could need. That shopping mall just has everything. I just always go there personally. If I don't have a Pokemon caught and can't see its location in the Pokedex, I usually just buy one of the cheapest ones on the GTL, and then you can see its location in the Pokedex to go catch one for your Pokedex. Yeah, that's definitely, I have honestly done that a ton of times. It's a really good option. I still have an Altering Cave Bagon from 2014. Rummaged through my alts a while back and found that alongside a 2013 Lotad. Dude, Altering Cave was one of the most interesting mechanics in Pokemon's history. I think I've talked about it a little bit before, but nothing too crazy. Dude, it's so cool. So Altering Cave was one of the main ways that PokeMMO gave you Gen 2 and 3 Pokemon without the regions being implemented into the game. So the way Altering Cave worked was there was like 7 cycles that would all have different spawns all at Altering Cave. So Altering Cave is this cave back here. I think it no longer works. I think it no longer functions. I'm not sure. I would love to experiment with it, honestly. It's the back of Sitz Island. It's a long trek, honestly, to this island. And one of the only ways you could catch like Bagon, for example, Shiny Bagon used to be one of the rarest shinies in all of Pokemon because during a certain cycle, it was like cycle 4 or something in Altering Cave, there was a 0.5% chance to encounter Bagon, and that was it. And that's how you would go for Shiny Bagon. 0.5% chance, and you'd only have like 6 hours every few days to be able to do it. And also like having to go there to figure out what cycle it was a pain. Yeah, there was a website that would check the cycle for you. That was really cool. There were like 2 cycles that were 100% Zubat spawns. You would get like Mareeps there. You would get Poochyenas. You would get Shuckle there back in the day. You would get Girafarig, I think. Altering Cave was a really unique mechanic. I would love, they literally could bring back Altering Cave. I just thought of this now. They unironically could use Altering Cave as a way to bring in like Gen 6 and 7 Pokemon if they ever wanted to bring it back. I think that would be fucking cool. I actually really like... Altering Cave was kind of a pain, but it was so fun because it made certain Pokemon so unique. Like, there was a lot of Pokemon in Altering Cave that had like a really good base price. Like, I really like the idea of those Pokemon like being valuable in like a new player or... middle game players or even veteran players, a money-making method being going to Altering Cave at a certain location, certain time, and like looking for like Haluchas or whatever Gen 6 plus Pokemon they want to put in there. I think that could be really, really good, honestly. I think that's... Yeah, Altering Cave is super interesting. Bagon also had an obscenely low catch rate, 100%. I think Beldum was also there. That was one of the only ways you got Beldum in the game, was through Altering Cave, I believe. Altering Cave would be a great way to do next-gen Pokemon, not broken Pokemon, before the next region. It's a great way to trickle in some Gen 6 plus Pokemon and like see how they are which is fantastic for balancing. It's good for trickling things in and seeing how it affects the economy and the metagame. Okay, you know what? This is kind of spontaneous, but this sounds like a ton of fun. Let's head over to Altering Cave. I haven't stepped foot in Altering Cave in probably at least 2 years, if not longer. So you know what, dude? I'm gonna heal up. Let's go to Altering Cave. It's a trek, dude. Are you personally not a fan of ×5 Horde shunting anymore? I've not seen you do it in a while. There's a couple different answers to that. So number one, I really miss ×5 Horde shunting, honestly. It's actually really refreshing after doing really long, harder shunts. But at the same time, once you've done an egg hunt or once you've done like super rare shunts, it's actually really hard to go back to ×5 Horde shinies because they're so fast. It's funny because to the average player, a ×5 Horde shunt is like agonizing and it's like painful. And like a lot of people don't even shunt in Pokemon because it's so hard. But I kind of see it as like it's too easy. Like I can't go back because the gratification from a ×5 Horde shiny is so much less than that of a single encounter or an egg that it's not really worth it, which is kind of crazy. Or sounds crazy to a lot of people, which I understand. But then also, I also just don't really like doing... I don't like doing rare hunts, or sorry, easy hunts after doing so many encounters via rare hunts. Even though statistically it doesn't make a difference, right? Statistically, whether I'm at 1 encounter or 59,000 encounters, my shiny rate is still 1 out of 30k. But doing single encounters for 55,000 encounters and then switching over to ×5 Hordes and getting like a shiny Pelipper like I've done in the past, it is the most aggravating thing. I've had it happen over and over and over again where I have shunted singles for 60,000, 80,000 encounters, gone and done ×5 Hordes for an hour or 2 and immediately gotten a shiny. And it is so demotivating. It's so frustrating. So I'm trying to push through and really end that cycle, but sometimes you get bit in the butt on it like I kind of am here. So here we are, Outcast Island. This is Altering Cave, a very unique, weird little cave. I'm gonna run out my Repel and we're just gonna do some encounters here and see what there is here today. Dude, Smeargle. I forgot Smeargle was here. I'm not going to lie. I totally forgot Smeargle was here. This was the only way you used to be able to get Smeargle back in the game before Hoenn was added. And Smeargle's obviously, like, Smeargle was probably the best catching Pokemon in the game back then, because I don't think Berlin was in the game yet, or it might have been, but I think Smeargle was seen as better because of the extra utility. I totally forgot about Smeargle being here. That's so funny. Okay, someone posted the cycles, dude. Here they are. Here are the altering cave cycles. Blow it up so you guys can actually see. So we saw a Smeargle. So we could be, we don't know what cycle we're on yet. We saw a Smeargle. We could be on cycle 1. We could be on cycle 2 with the Bagons. Those are the only cycles we could be on. So we're either on cycle 1 or 2, which is really, really good. Cycle 4 was 100% Zubat, which would super, super suck. But yeah, here we go. This could be, I'm curious to see if we see like some Bagons. Let's kind of keep deciphering what cycle we're on by getting more and more counters. We've seen Zubat and Smeargle so far. Someone's saying that we're on cycle 2, which would make a lot of sense. I'm seeing a lot of Zubats, and it's a 53% chance for Zubat on cycle 2, so honestly it would make sense. Someone said we might be on cycle 2. I want to see if I can confirm. There's a Pooch. Yeah, so there's a Pooch, and there is no Pooch on cycle 1, so we are guaranteed 100% on cycle 2. All right, that's pretty cool. That's actually like the coolest cycle we could have been on. That's actually so wholesome. Like this was the best cycle back in the day, dude. This was the best cycle, man. Being able to, number one, get Smeargles, even catching Stantlers for NU was relevant back then. That was a good NU Pokemon. Being able to catch Smeargles, Stantlers, Teddiursas, and Bagons, and even Snubbles sometimes. Pooch wasn't really desired, but that's super good. Apparently the cycle is about to change though in like 13 minutes, people are saying, which will put us on a cycle, which honestly cycle 3 is also good, so I'm down to stay here for a little bit. That's kind of fun. Altering Cave, man, this could revive a lot of interesting content. If I get a shiny Bagon from here, that would be unbelievable. I would never breed that. I would just keep it to have that catch location. That'd be incredible. The only downside is this spot isn't really efficient, like, at all. I like the idea of just having a Pokemon with a catch location from here. Like, it's just wholesome and nostalgic. It's not really efficient. Like, most of these Pokemon you can go do hordes for, like Stantler, like Smeargle, like Poochyena. Bagon has a much better spot over at Meteor Falls, but in all honesty, like, I'm just shunting here for... You also can't get legendaries while inside of a cave, so it's not efficient or good by any means. This is the definition of me just doing something for fun because I love it, because I also have so much nostalgia for this location. I could absolutely see myself shunting for a shiny specifically with a catch location from here, whether now or in the future at some point. Shiny Crobot's honestly underrated in my opinion. I agree. The issue why it's underrated is because shiny Zubat slash Golbat slash Crobat used to be the most common shiny in all of PokeMMO. They were like... The methods you used to do for XP and for Pokeyen making and stuff like that, you would see a lot more Zubats, whereas nowadays we're kind of dominated by Tentacruels or Rapidashes, which is kind of interesting how things aggressively changed. Like Zubat's not that common nowadays for a shiny. It's not, I wouldn't say it's rare, but it's probably around uncommon, honestly, comparatively to hyper common Tentacruel and Rapidash. Would be fun if the devs added a spot like Altering Cave where Pokemon cycle, but also have an increased odds of being secret shiny. That would be cool. I'm honestly open to specific locations like that having like a secret shiny boost. I don't like the idea of a flat shiny boost, but a secret shiny boost specifically is a lot more... It can be a lot more generous with that since they are so rare. I like that idea, Joke Man. I'm open to that. It's kind of interesting. Okay, I feel like I've like the hype for this has totally died, but it's possible. I don't want to like hype people up for no reason though, or like lead people on, but it's possible that we see an event season or not event season, an anniversary event upcoming, right, in the next like 1 or 2 months. It's possible. I didn't think that they would release. I was always a huge proponent of there's no way they release raids with an event, but they just did with the Lunar New Year. They literally did test of raids with the Lunar New Year event, which really shocked me. I didn't expect that. So I think it's also possible that they release raids alongside the anniversary event if they want to do one within the next month or so. They try to aim for June/July, but they ended up doing the anniversary event in June/July for the first one, for the 10-year anniversary, and then the 11-year anniversary just got skipped. It just didn't happen, which is so crazy. I'm curious to see if we'll see a 12th year anniversary. That was a great event. It was my favorite event ever. I'd be really, really bummed if they just stopped doing anniversary events just because they missed 1 year. I think it'd be really cool, honestly, to bring them back. It was my favorite event I've ever played. How much were Skull Fossils cost when you got your shiny? Dude, I was really lucky. Skull Fossils were a lot cheaper. They were probably around 6 to 8K. Dude, oh my god, look how... I'm sorry to the Cranidos Hunters. I was lucky, I'll say it, dude. I was fortunate. They were around 6 to 8K. Oh my goodness. Don't look, someone said. Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, we're moved into Cycle 3 now. Okay, which, we have Slakoth. I like the Slakoth encounter. Only 35% Zubat. That's a big change. 1% Mawile, 15% Sableye, 10% Spinda. Honestly, this cycle is actually probably better than the last since it's such less Zubat. This is actually the best spot to shiny hunt Slakoth in the game when it's Cycle 3. You might be right. I never thought about that. Wait, Altering Cave is actually still good. Wait, you're actually right. 10% is the best way because this would be 5%. Wait, that's actually so wholesome. I never knew that Altering Cave, there's actually still a benefit. Altering Cave can actually be used well still. Altering Cave is actually the best way to hunt for Slakoth at 10%. Every other spot is 5%, or you could egg hunt. That's actually so cool. Altering Cave, guys, revive, come hang out, come hunt. That question is so awesome to me. What's this cycle thing? New update question mark. This is like maybe one of the oldest updates in PokeMMO. So this is Altering Cave. This came out in like 2013, 2012. It was a way to introduce Gen 2 and Gen 3 Pokemon back in the day before the regions were added to the game. But it's also hilariously still the best way to shiny hunt for Slakoth single encounter. Obviously go to Petalburg Woods first. If you want like Trico and Slakoth, like it's better to do that. But if you only want Slakoth, this spot's really good. Well, not even really good. If you only want Slakoth, this is the best spot with 10% chance. Just found out about the explosion hat. I need that. That was the most painful thing I've ever done in this game. I'm not joking. I would rather shiny hunt Cranidos again for 17 months than do the 3-hour grind that was this stupid fucking explosive hat. But look how cool it looks. Boom. Right, how sick would it be to have a graphic like this up on stream for like every location that I shunt? That'd be real. That'd honestly be really nice for people who like come in and stream and ask. That's actually like, it's so helpful. The issue is it'd be like so much work, and I switch around spots so much. It's not really pragmatic, but it looks really nice, honestly. PokeMMO sponsorship question mark. I'm surprised you're not their spokesman. I've talked about this before. There's kind of no logical reason for PokeMMO to sponsor me, and I don't blame them for that. Unless like maybe if I was doing other PokeMMO content or like too much Pokeroad content or something like that, and I was hitting it off there and they wanted to make sure I stuck around at PokeMMO, like that'd be the only reason. But like we have a very mutually beneficial relationship, right? Like if I make good content for PokeMMO, hopefully it grows the game, and if they make good updates and stuff, they also grow my channel, and we kind of like mutually grow together. There's really not any logical reason for PokeMMO to sponsor me, which I really respect. I mean, that's super fair, and I would never take any sponsorship from them that would not allow me to like critique the game. Like I always want to be able to speak out against things like Mysterious Balls, even though I mostly praise the devs. Like PokeMMO devs are probably some of the best devs. They do a great job. They're genuinely geniuses for the game and the economy they've created. Rach has been doing a great job at upping communication. Their communication game has been improving over the past 2 years, mostly because of Rach. But, you know, they don't really communicate enough still, in my opinion, and the Mysterious Balls are a pretty bad update. But that's, other than that, I mean, that's, yeah, I know, that's my thoughts. Do they give you update info ahead of time to be any sort of middleman to the people? I've never talked to... I actually talked to a developer for the first time ever recently, and that was Rach. I talked to Rach specifically about the Shiny Lock stuff. I've literally never talked to a developer before, ever, aside from that interaction. And that was just for, like, a confirmation on whether I could, like, actually disclose that information. I used to hate PokeMMO because I didn't understand it. My mate played a ton and loved it and got me to play every so often. Suddenly, a few weeks later, I fell in love with Pokemon. I've been grinding a ton. That's really wholesome. I understand, like, a lot of casual Pokemon fans probably see PokeMMO and, like, see that when you breed it consumes Pokemon, and see that, like, you can't catch legendary Pokemon, and you hear those two things and you're like, oh, that sounds horrible. But if you give it a chance, you really start to understand why those systems are in place and how good they honestly can be. Or if you just don't like the game because of those reasons, it's honestly fine. I think that's a fair take. But I hear that a lot, which is it's really cool to hear that kind of experience from you, dude. Okay, enough about the developers and more about shiny hunting. Here is 60,000 encounters, which in my opinion is honestly probably the most monumental milestone we'll have until like 90k. I like the idea of doing 30k, like that kind of ratios of how double you are, triple you are in rate is pretty interesting. You are now officially dry. Actually true. You know what? That's actually based. You aren't actually dry until you're double rate. kind of based and true. Were you on any teams before Team Mister? This is a great question. Yeah, of course. I actually co-led a team back in like 2014, 2015 called EBH, which was 8-Bit Heroes, which I loved this team. I came up with the name. I was very proud of it. It was one of the few teams in like the PokeMMO TeamSpeak, which like if you got an official channel for your own team in the PokeMMO TeamSpeak back in the day, that meant that like you were a publicly like notarized team, like people knew you. Now it wasn't the greatest team in the game by any means. It was probably honestly on the like lower half, like probably like weaker teams, but it was a lot of fun. Like we had a lot of great players, a lot of great, really dedicated hunters. I honestly just met a lot of people, and I would just meet people while shiny hunting and invite them to the team. Hearing the name TeamSpeak made me feel old. TeamSpeak is so nostalgic for me. So I co-led EBH with Joshua, who's actually nowadays in Team Mister with me. Yeah, Joshua. They were the main leader, and I would co-lead it with them. And then I was also in some teams, other teams. I was in SAS at one point. I always forget. I was in SAS. I was in 4V, which is a pretty significant, probably still recognized team to this day. 4V. It was like VVVV or whatever. They were really cool. I really just followed friends around into different teams. I'm gonna be totally honest. If I ever like took a break and I came back and in the game and the team was dead or whatever, I would switch teams to whatever one a cool friend of mine was in. But I wasn't in that many teams. 4V is VOW now. Gotcha. VOW. VOW. I've probably been in like 5 teams all time. Over like 11 years or whatever, right? Which is, I think, is pretty solid. Now that you're 60k dry, do you think there should be a change to the shiny rate or maybe an overhaul to help you find shinies? Dude, I've been 300,000 encounters dry, and I didn't feel that way then, let alone at 60k dry. This is not my first rodeo. This is not my first time being 60k dry. I've been, even since the 300k dry, I've been 80k dry. I've been 68k dry. I've been much drier than this. This is nothing. This is another hunt, you know? Pat, choose the next Pokemon I feature in a video. Oh my god, Smooge is giving me such great power. Have you ever done a Shuckle video? I would love to see you do a Shuckle video. But specifically, okay, there's 2 Shuckle builds that are acceptable, Smooge. There's 2 Shuckle builds, okay? There is full stall Shuckle, which goes Toxic, Sandstorm, Protect, and Rest. You don't even go Stealth Rocks. And that build just ints a game and you just fucking turbo lose to Scizor. You just FF. There's that build that goes leftovers as items and stuff like that. Or you can do Power Trick. You can do a Trick Room team, okay? A Trick Room team with Power Trick, Substitute. You have Substitute Shuckle on Power Trick actually goes hard. So you go Trick Room into a Shuckle with Substitute, Power Trick, and then Stone Edge and like Earthquake or some other coverage or like a bug type attack. Those are the 2 moves for Shuckle. Okay, I've actually never seen this problem before. I'm trying to send Smooge a Shuckle to use for a PvP video, and it says you cannot send mail as your mailbox is full. You can't send mail if your mailbox is full? That's so... I've never seen that. That's so weird. No, he's hoarding Nincadas? Dude, real. I've never seen that pop up. That's so funny. Why don't they add a mass claim button? I would love a claim all option in the mail. It would actually be such a good update for a lot of players like myself. Just make a separate tab for GTL purchases. That would honestly be super nice. It's like you have like mail and then also GTL purchases or like system sent messages, like the PvP rewards. That would honestly be super nice. Okay, I'm getting super distracted after mailing that Pokemon off. Let me go do some single encounter hunting in Kanto somewhere else. Somewhere where I have the chance of getting the legendary. I like the idea of that. I could just go Berry Forest. That's usually where I go. If I'm going for legendary, I'm really going for like a shiny legendary. I don't actually want to catch the legendary, hilariously. We're gonna grab our Kricketune. We'll go Berry Forest and have the Kricketune for the Munchlax. Why did you pick that as your swarm Pokemon? Kricketune specifically I choose for this spot because I think it's the only swarm Pokemon that can also learn Taunt, which is really relevant at this spot because it allows you to get more encounters per hour with the swarm, and you need Taunt for the super rare, super off chance of shiny Munchlax, because in the chance you get a shiny Munchlax, there's another super rare chance that he uses Metronome and gets like Memento or Explosion or Final Gambit or some move that could kill itself, right? So you have to go Taunt to be able to guaranteed safely catch a Shiny Munchlax if you were to happen to get the 5% chance of encountering it, and then like the really rare chance of it going Metronome and then grabbing one of those. It's very, very, very unlikely, but it's like the only rock solid way to take care of it. Chat, if you buy fossils and then evolve them, are they your OT for the decks? Yes, you can do that for fossils. But I actually bought some fossils recently. 62 Helix, 67. I bought some armors, dude. I gotta have that wombo combo of Shiny Shieldon and Rampardos, the shield and the sword of the. I love the Gen 4 fossils. I'm not gonna lie, they are very, very cool. A good wombo combo of fossil Pokemon. I like the later dinosaurs as well, like Tyrunt or whatever. They go hard. Dude, look at this Patrouski diss track that Jim Rerun made. Dude, the fucking picture is just so funny. The stick figure, lying, Patrouski diss. You drink pot water, you must be out of your mind. You can't fight these animals. What the heck? This does not even rhyme. You're not afraid of gorilla, but you're afraid of some olives. When I pull out some olives, you're like, wah, wah, wah. It's kind of real. Kind of spitting fire, dude. I love that you didn't even take the time to, like, save this image. It's still, like, in MS Paint. Like, you just see the UI for MS Paint. That makes it that much funnier. That's awesome. I have a feeling raids are right around the corner, so my new goal is to create PokeMMO raid teams. Dude, yeah. So I'm gonna say this is just like my feeling. Like, there's no information on this. This is just a guesstimate. Like, please don't take this as rule or law, or don't go spread this. You know, it's not information. It's just my guesstimation. I feel like raids will probably drop in June or July. Summertime is huge for PokeMMO. With like kids getting off school and stuff, and like I think college being out or whatever, like summer break, and like teachers as well. Like, it's a big boost for PokeMMO's player base. Like, summer is usually a pretty big time of year for them. It wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't surprise me if they try to release it around summertime or like early summertime to try to get as many people on it as possible. I think that'd be, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if we see raids within the next month or two, hopefully within like hopefully like early to mid-June. But that is where I'm going to go ahead and call it, guys. 4.5 hour stream today. A really healthy stream on a Thursday. That's going to be the end of the week for me. Really enjoyed it. Love playing PokeRogue to start. We got some solid encounters. 60,000 encounters was hit. Still no shiny. That's okay. We're a quarter of the way there to 61,000 from 60 to 61. Appreciate you guys watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not, that's okay. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. Follow the Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below for updates on my content. And if you want to go above and beyond and support my content, allow me to do this at all. YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations go an extremely long way. And allow me to pay rent and focus on learning more about the game and trying to focus on making guides and helpful content and creative content for PokeMMO. And I love this game a ton. I know a lot of you guys love this game a ton, and that's a pretty cool thing. So I'll see you guys later. Peace, Reno. Hopefully shiny soon. Peace, guys. Hey, thanks so much for watching the entire video all the way to the end. I really appreciate that, and I hope it was a positive asset to your day. And I also want to quickly say extra thank you to everybody whose name is on this list and goes above and beyond and allows me to do what I do. Thank you very much. Have a good one.